Welcome to this very special episode on the Diz Unplugged. We are so glad that you are here today. My name is Denny Sunderly, and I'm joined here at the table by my dear friends. Let's introduce them now. First of all, we have Ben Malin.
Hi.
Corey Fiascanaro.
Howdy.
Mary Jo Mulatto Willie.
Hello.
And Rhino Clavin.
Hello.
And of course, in the nook, holding all things down, the executive producer extraordinaire, Craig Williams.
And the informidable.
Oh, and forgive me. Forgive me.
Oh, hoy, hoy.
Oh, hoy, hoy. You need that on a business card. Again, we are here. My name's Denny Sunderly, if I didn't say that already. We're here to do something fun today, a little something different. We're going to talk about some of the top 10 Disboards threads of 2021. As I croak, of 2021. If you don't know what the Disboards are, the Disboards are a bunch of conversations that are happening on just, as we're going to see, just about everything. From normal everyday stuff to all things Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise. And so head to disboards.com. They would love to have you join their conversation. And of course, we are sponsored by Dreams Unlimited Travel. Let the expert travel agents at Dreams Unlimited Travel help you plan the next Disney trip of your dreams. Check them out today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. You can request a free, no obligation quote, and they will help you out. And here's the big thing. If you're a planner out there and you're like, I really like to plan my trips, your Dreams Unlimited travel agent will take their cues from you. You can plan as much or as little of that trip as you'd like to. So head over to Dreams Unlimited Travel today and check that out. All right. So disboards.com. First of all, here at the table, who has visited disboards.com in the recent past? Who is, I know Tekarita has, for sure.
Yes.
What's your role on the Disboards, Mary Jo?
My current role is I'm one of the webmasters and our job is to ensure that the Diz remains a family-friendly, safe place for people to talk about anything Disney, or like you said, Danny, pretty much anything, any topic.
Very cool. Very cool. Yes.
You got stuck.
Correct.
I was going to say, I'm like,
anything?
no. No,
I said
no.
family-friendly.
That's where I was laughing. It's because I'm sure there's like 4 times today where Pete was everything but family friendly.
Oh, dearest me.
I think the part where he almost said the F word.
But that's not on the Disboards.
No.
It's a little bit
If it
different
was
on the
on,
Disboards.
she would have taken care of
That's
it.
right.
She would have pulled that thing down.
Not
Nope.
on her Disboards. Beat it, bozo.
Nope, that's exactly right. Anybody else here been on the Disboards at any point?
Yeah, we were doing a string of shows, dining shows, where basically we polled Disboards for like the best restaurants to eat at Animal Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood, all the areas, to get a big sample size of like, this is what the people who talk about Disney a lot think the best things are. And we did a few shows on that. That was about a year ago, I think.
I forgot about that. That's right.
Those are some good shows.
That's cool that you did that. For sure. Rhino, have you ever used the Disboards? Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
Ring a bell?
Yeah, I have made, I think in like 2015, I made a post.
And it was magnificent.
Yeah. Message boards are very overwhelming for me because they are the people that are knowledgeable on them are incredibly knowledgeable, and it can be very intimidating. Yeah, I'm not saying that the Disboards is, but in terms of the wealth of knowledge that comes at you all at once, sometimes can be a little overwhelming. But I feel like they organize it and all the different threads and everything like that. So I have learned about message boards at my time at the Diz. So that was a thing I've done.
A thing you've done.
I don't know what to say. I felt like I was way behind on that sort of a thing. Like I had missed out because, not to be a nerd, but there's a Power Rangers message board site, and I could never understand how to read anything on it. Like, when you do like a Google search or something, you're trying to figure out and it comes up and it will be from a message board site, and sometimes you click, it doesn't take you directly to that message, it takes you to the thread, and I'll be like, I don't know what part is first and what part came second and how they're talking to each other and why I can't find the rest of the information and stuff. So
sometimes it can be hard to follow the thread.
Yeah.
you know, the throughput.
Like
or
the thread of this
through-
conversation, am I
the
right?
thread of this conversation.
I meant in terms of myself, not you.
Right, sure.
I'll just sit over here and sip this tea.
You do that.
I just spilled it all over myself.
Oh, karma, baby. I'm so sorry.
No,
We
I
need to
deserved
Ay,
it.
ay, ay.
tissue. I don't have my little package of tissues.
It's all
with
right.
me.
Let me sit in my own filth.
At least
so
you'll smell
sorry.
like gingerbread.
Here's a
least.
piece of paper. Wipe your shirt with the paper.
Yeah,
you go.
that'll absorb it.
This is what we call going green.
That's right.
The downstairs wiping.
Those are all the company secrets.
Oh,
That's right.
no.
That's
Really
right.
smell like gingerbread latte.
Perfect. I would usually when we were ramping up to go on our cruises, our Disney cruises, and we lived in Maryland. That's when I would really get onto the Disboards. The DCL. If you want to know about anything Disney Cruise Line, hop on the DCL forums and just dig, because you can ask a question, it's going to get answered, or it's probably been answered 3 or 4 times in 3 or 4 different ways. Like, so much great information was found there, and I would kind of pop in and I would maybe ask a question or chime in on something, but for the most part, I lurked. I was telling Mary Jo earlier, I lurked to consume the information. I just wanted to know what was happening on the ships. So definitely check them out. Yes.
I do want to add that a lot of people who aren't used to the forums might say, why not just Google it, right? You're looking for an answer, just Google it. The difference between Googling and going to, especially like the Disboard forums, is that you're getting personal experiences from
Yes.
people. So you're not just getting
In
like
the
a
moment,
generic.
too.
Yeah, exactly. In the moment. And you're having other people contribute their experiences to kind of round it out. And to me, that just brings so much to the conversation. And we find a lot of people like Danny who have come to the Disboards to ask questions stay, because once they've learned, they kind of want to pay back to the community. And then again, you're making friends through that. It's
That's
just
right.
a wonderful forum for that.
There are people on there who have made really, really
Yeah.
dear friends.
I've made several friends from the Disboards.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's really the value of the boards and the value of the channels and things like that for someone living out of state. When I was in Illinois, long before I met anyone here, I think I said it on one of the Tuesday shows. I was planning a trip for me and my younger sibling, and I wanted to make sure it was the best trip. So I wanted to know, I had my idea of where I like to go, but I wanted to know what the best restaurants were right now. Right. And it was one of those best and worst videos that we do here. And that kind of got me started. When you go to a website, you might get one person's opinion, and you don't know who that person is. When you're on the Disboards, or when you're watching these YouTube videos, especially the videos, that really gives you a direct right now experience. And when you're on the boards as well, having those conversations with everyone, then it gives you that extra level. And I think that really helps somebody from out of state who isn't here all the time because those decisions carry a lot more gravity when you're coming from far away when you don't live here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got to get it right. You want to get it right. Here, we kind of have first world problems, and it's easy for us to forget that out of state perspective of like, oh, well, I'll try it next time. So
No,
I
it's a
think
big
that
deal.
they are so valuable. But I'm the same. I'm a lurker at best, because
It's all right.
I am either very productive or very unproductive. And so forum participation I don't have time.
There you go.
Because I would give too much time to it, and then I wouldn't get stuff done. And I'm
And
too
that
busy.
would be bad.
But
You wouldn't be making your cookies, and that would be bad.
no, I
All
would
right.
not.
So our very first thread of 2021, well, the first one that I put my finger on out of the list that the amazing Jackie made, was about the Disney Genie announcement. So obviously, this was a huge topic of conversation as Rhino takes a very labored sigh. It was a huge topic of conversation. And of course, when it hit on the boards, it just blew up. So this one, the very first post was just read on CNBC that Disney released info on the Genie. I've not been following this all along, but it seems like it's coming now. And that was by Diz veteran Cliffside. And Cliffside, yes, it is definitely, it's coming now, baby.
It's here.
Someone else says, so here it comes. At least we'll have something to talk about on the forums. Yes. Yes. You will definitely have something to talk about. I know that we've discussed Disney Genie on Off the Rails. Has anyone here at the table gotten to utilize Disney Genie?
I have.
Yes.
And what did
Yeah.
you feel like using it in park?
I mean, yeah, I was one of those people where, again, living here, take a couple shots. Not those shots.
No.
It'll make
I
you
mean,
want to.
it's after dark. It's almost 7.
Oh, okay.
So do what you have to.
Afterwards, hey. I mean, but I just let it, we've all talked about just letting it do the thing and see where it takes us. And I came with what I wanted to do. And then I just took the recommendations. It was just, I really didn't care. I was just in the mood that day to just whatever and it was so far away from what I wanted to do. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
I was talking to someone and they had so many questions, and this really summed it up for me. I told them, because I'm always in like helping mode. I'm like, well, Disney has put a lot more guest experience tents throughout the park to answer your questions, and they're very good. They're trained in what they got to do. That's one angle. The other angle is they put more of those out there because they knew there was going to be trouble. And if they knew there was going to be trouble,
Sure.
yeah.
Sure.
So there was trouble.
I mean,
Fiasco,
the first thing that just like frustrates me to no end is you had the original My Disney Experience plans.
Yeah.
That was your today plans. That was all your plans. It was all nicely organized right there. And while I wasn't a fan of My Disney Experience, I would at least say that My Plans tab made sense. But now you can still access that old My Plans tab, but anything that's happening within that day is now gone because it's now My Genie Day. And then sometimes it's hard to just be able to see the things that are even happening on that day because My Genie Day is just going to highlight that one next thing. But if you want to be reminded on what time was dinner again or whatever, it's like such a pain in the butt to like get through it all. And then also, I mean, I really don't like Disney Genie. I placed a mobile order just the other day. I was like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whenever it was, and I paid. And when I paid, my checkout time was 11:45. But as soon as it went through, it went all the way up to 1:45. And I was like, okay, for me, regular person, just like here, that just by myself, it's not that big of a deal. I went to a cast member and they fixed it and was like, oh yeah, that happens sometimes. I'm like, I can imagine like trying to coordinate in the moment, like your family's day, and like something like that happens. You place because it was just me picking up one item. And actually, I remember what she said. She was like, oh, since it's just she's like, yeah, that happens sometimes. But since it's just the Woody's Lunchbox tart, I'll fix it for you now. But I can imagine if it's like a big family of like let's say 7 people who all ordered something and their thing got pushed like 2 hours from now, that could like screw with your whole day's plans.
Sure.
And then, as far as the My Planning system, I've had it send me to rides that were actually down. It suggests that I go to Living with the Land. I'm like, yep, that's me. I definitely go to Living with the Land. And I go to Living with the Land, it's like, oh, the ride's not even operational right now. I'm not a fan of this app.
Yeah,
Rhino?
I was.
Oh,
go ahead.
so yesterday, I had 2 friends who started their day at Animal Kingdom. So Thursday night, I went to make a park pass, and I was like, it had the grayed out circle, and I was like, that's so weird because the calendar says there's availability. And there wasn't availability for Magic Kingdom or anything like that. So I figured, well, if I can at least just grab a park reservation and then I can tap in and go to another park, or I can modify it after 2 to be able to park. If park hopping is allowed for all parks, then I should be able to modify it to any park after 2 p.m., right? So it like literally where we were leaving, finishing recording a video. I'm on my way there, and it's like it's a Magic Kingdom park pass I have, and I'm trying to get into Hollywood Studios, and so it's only open for another hour and a half, and of course I can't go all the way to Magic Kingdom to tap in. So it was impossible to get somebody on the phone to help with the reservation. When they did get on the phone, they were like, well, what I normally do is make the reservation for Epcot, and then I'll go to Hollywood Studios because they're next to each other. And I was like, but don't you understand the problem right now? I was like, I have made a park reservation already, And they switched it from there to Animal Kingdom to make it easier. But they're like, but that closes soon, so you'll have to hurry up. But I said, why can't you just change it to any of the other parks? Because I'm already. They're like, well, it's all counted by the attendance in the morning, and then after 2, the park hopping becomes available. And I said, and it's 6:30 at night right now, and the park hopping line says every park is open, and I have a park reservation, so I am already included in the amount of people who could potentially enter this theme park. Why is this so difficult? Like, why do I literally have to? And the thing is, I just don't think anybody cares.
Yeah, it's just.
And that's the hard. I told the guest relations window at when I got to Hollywood Studios, because I was like, I can't go over there, and they were like, we'll see. We don't have a lot of wiggle room, so we can't really do that. But it's just you. But so they basically were like, yeah, don't do this again.
Wow.
And I even said, I was like, I literally would have to go to get my ticket to come over here. I don't know. I'm like, I understand if this is the workaround, I have to come here, but the fact that like I'm getting a hard time here, like you understand there is a problem in this system, right? And then someone on Twitter called me entitled about it. And I was like, I'm just trying to say that there is a flaw. So if you're somebody who gets up later in the day thinking you're going to be able to do that, because logically you're like, well, park hopping's available, I can go to both parks. That's going to screw you over. And looking to modify your plans now that the Disney Genie is inside of the My Disney Experience app is awful. And it's so stupid because it'll pull up your plan and give you all the information, but it won't give you the link to modify. You have to like go in, and every time I log in, you're logging in. Oh, we noticed a brand new login to your app. And I'm like,
Every single
from me, the same phone I'm always using every day. Like,
Yep.
oh my God.
This is the only phone I use.
I was just saying, like, as I was driving there, I'm like, I am like at that snapping point. And I know it's because it's frustrating because I come here and know stuff, but I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not going to tell somebody to use Disney Genie. I'm not, I had to they force you to listen to like 10 minutes of advertising for it before the phone even like rings. It's literally like a part of the phone call. You can't say anything. You can't push any buttons. You can't do anything. And I'm like, and then it's in the loop too. And I was like, I'm not doing it because you want me to do it.
Just to spite you.
Yeah.
And so, as lively as this conversation is,
We love Disney Genie.
It's real dark.
It's what we need.
Was that number 10 though?
Was that number? No, it wasn't number 10.
Was that number 10? It felt
Do
like
you want to
it.
go in order? Do we have to? Yes, let's go in order.
We just got to get through because we have 15 minutes.
All right, well, let's hustle.
boy.
Craig, party pooper, I tell you. But we love you. Okay, pipe down over there. Okay, so number 10. And we don't have to necessarily discuss this unless we feel passionately about this. Bath and Body Works wallflowers don't work.
You know what? They don't work though.
Yeah.
I've never found one that just like worked like they should. And then the top of it like gets all that discoloration on it.
It does.
And then I also found out that like candles and room scents, like wallflower stuff, apparently is like absolutely terrible for your pets.
Yes.
And will impact their health very poorly. So I just, you know what? We all stink as humans, but let's just embrace it and stop trying to cover it up with candles.
Yeah, I've had that experience with years and years and years ago with 2 little hamsters, and didn't realize it until everything was said and done that I love my little wallflower. Those wallflowers are not, if I remember correctly, they're not allowed in California because of because of potentially cancer-causing ingredients. So
Probably why I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah, so it's the little plug-ins, scented plug-ins that Bath and Body Works sells. So do some research because Craig is 100% right. You know, if you've got a pet and wallflowers, that can be problematic. That's been my experience. So I have not used them in many, many, many years for that reason.
Wait, so is it like all
don't have a pet, but
plugins?
Like it's specifically the Bath and Body Works ones are the ones I've looked into.
So like
those are
this
the ones
is
I
all
used.
news to me. Like what about Airwicks?
I don't know. Google it. my
Airwick
friend.
and Glade, I think, are okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't trust
But you should
any
read
of
it,
them.
especially if you have small animals. Like we
Fantastic,
have
gang. I
birds.
bought the ghosts from Bath and Body Works, and it's been plugging my lungs full of poison.
I'm texting
you
my
really
wife
unplug
right
that
now to
tonight.
unplug all of them.
Great. Let me
Unplug
just
that
get through the
tonight.
fragrances.
I love how
bought,
so
then
many
I'll
of these
stop.
products we buy like accidentally have poison in.
Yes.
Like I've seen crayons
Pop
that are
Tarts.
like they're labeled like non-poisonous. I'm like, good.
Yeah, they're non-toxic.
Good.
You can eat
I'm
a
really
crayon.
glad that those crayons don't
Yep.
have poison in them.
But
That's
seriously,
good.
do research on your room scents, not just
Yes.
wallflowers, what's the ingredients in your candles, as well as if you use oil diffusers.
It's true.
This is
Be
not
careful.
a problem anyone has, but I have a fog machine at my house, and I thoroughly made sure it was pet safe before I bought it.
Fog machine? Do you run it like every night or something?
Not every night, but
And you walk
Not
into the kitchen
every
and
night.
go, "Ooh-ah."
The emphasis in there.
but it's.
I have a new vision of
I know, right?
Now entering the kitchen.
Love it. Do you have a mask on? Like a wrestler?
No, I just kind of sit on my couch and just let
With the fog
Yeah.
rolling in.
glass of wine. Yeah, why not?
Okay, Denny, we have 13
We're moving
minutes.
on
We
here.
have 13 minutes.
Number 9, Disney's Yacht and Beach Club Resorts information and questions updated on page 1. So there is a ton in this one thread, in this one number 9 on the list. So if pretty much whatever your favorite resort is or whatever your next resort is, if you have questions, the Disboards has answers, and everything is covered in this Yacht and Beach Club thread. So you definitely want to check that out. If you're staying at the Contemporary for the first time or Caribbean Beach for the first time, definitely check it out on the Disboards and find out all the information that you ever need to know or ask a question. Next one. So, okay. I'm trying to, let's see. So this is a formatting tool for right of first refusal for DVC, for Disney Vacation Club contracts. So right of first refusal thread, January to March 2021. And it's got instructions and a formatting tool. So you can format to your heart's content. This is big news here. Number 7, popcorn kernel stuck in my throat.
Oh,
Update.
this is
It's
a
gone.
long.
It's
This is a
gone.
long going.
It's gone.
I think this is an old thread that for the longest time she had this popcorn kernel stuck in her throat.
I mean, how?
So
Just,
yeah, 2010, August the
Thank you for the
2nd,
background.
2010. What should I do? It's been there since Saturday evening. It happens to me all in caps, all the time, but it's usually gone by the next day. Now it's been almost 2 days, and I'm starting to get nervous.
I was just gonna.
I
Ask
can't
how long.
see it. It feels like it's really down there. I don't want it to cause an infection or anything, and it's really uncomfortable. I've tried gargling, drinking soda. Obviously, I've eaten a lot since then. I'm thinking about going to urgent care, but what will they be able to do really? Should I go or give it a couple of days?
Is this real life?
Yeah,
How?
this is on the community board. They ask questions.
I mean, how long can a
Different
kernel
I'm in this
possibly?
conversation right now. How is that?
I'm just like, if only we could go back then and be like, hey, in 10 years, there's going to be a global pandemic, and you can't figure out how to chew your popcorn
Yes.
thoroughly.
Yes.
Ugh.
I mean, I know the feeling she's talking about, girl. We all been there.
I know. When you get a pill stuck in your throat, that kind of thing. That's
I don't. I don't.
Not good. Just send a piece of bread down there.
Pill free since '93.
I
There you
chew. Danny Tanner taught me that you have to chew, I believe, 26 times in order to properly crush your food. So,
Danny Tanner taught you that.
yes, he
Good
did.
man.
So did my
That's
father when
a
he yelled
lot
at
of
me
times.
for swallowing an omelet after 3 bites. Thanks, Bob.
Oh my gosh.
Military man. In case anyone didn't figure it out.
There you go. Number 6 was the Disney Genie announcement. Number
February
5. Number 5 is Disney news discussion and an element of fun. So that's a little bit of everything. That's on the Disney Rumors and News forum. And so it says here you can chat about Disney's latest breaking news, construction updates, procedural changes, openings, and more, along with having a little bit of fun. I encourage everyone to be friendly and share in the discussion of the day. Thank you all. So that's super current. So if you're looking to have a conversation that wasn't a popcorn kernel getting stuck in someone's throat from August the 2nd, 2010, this is the one for you. So if there's big news that breaks, they're going to be talking about it. Number 4 is official APH rate info for Universal Lowe's hotel properties. Excellent. Annual pass holder rates are currently available through. And so this was started in 2019, but I would imagine it's been updated since then so that you know if you're an annual pass holder, you know what kind of deals you can get at the Universal Lowe's hotels, which I hear are fantastic.
Yes.
Is Cabana Bay, they're all Lowe's hotels, aren't they? No, they're not.
Well, they are
Technically?
all owned but operated by Lowe's hotels, all of them. It just
Okay.
depends if Lowe's wants their name on it. So for something like Cabana Bay, it's Universal's Cabana Bay
Yes.
Beach Resort. But for something like Sapphire Falls or Portofino, you know, they want lows on
it's
it.
fancy.
It's fancier. Not Sapphire Falls as much. I don't get that one, but it's categories. It's boring.
Okay.
You wouldn't want to hear about it.
Okay. No, it's good. This is
You
Universal
wouldn't want
Hotel
to hear.
Chat.
You don't want to know that.
You better
This is
watch
another
yourself,
crisis. Say it again.
Nothing.
Rhino, speak up. All right. Number 3. Help. My daughter's earring backing is stuck in her ear.
Oh wow, that's good.
Okay. This is off the community board.
I think you could dislodge that with a popcorn kernel.
I think you probably could, Ben. Just shove the popcorn kernel in there. It says, not sure where to post this, but has anybody ever had this happen? She's only 6, and I really don't want to take her to the doctor. But I don't know what to do, and I really don't want to cause an infection.
Why are people seeking medical advice on Disboards?
Somebody will say that in the thread. I recommend you go see your doctor.
I think that's fantastic. Can you soak it off? Hot water, peroxide? If not, definitely see the doctor. But chances are warm, clean water will help unstick it. Then try hoop earrings, little sleeper ones, and clean it a few times a day.
Wait, the earring's stuck in the
But I
lobe or it's
think
in the hole?
I think it's inside the lobe. Inside the
Like
ear.
it's not pierced, it fell off and now it's stuck in the canal?
No. It's pierced, but it's in the lobe. It's
In the
Pierced?
yeah, so it
Pierced.
didn't close in yet, and it got in the
It's in the
meat of the
canal.
lobe. No, it's in the meat of the lobe.
It's in the
So it's
lobe.
literally a piece of metal stuck in somebody's
Yes.
Pop
skin?
it out.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah, girl, go to the doctor.
You
Yeah.
call it the meat of the lobe?
The meat of the lobe.
Right here, you got your meatloaf.
That's it.
No.
You put, and your head is the sandwich. You got a
it's
meatloaf
in-
sandwich.
It's in the meatlobe?
It's in the meatloaf.
In the meatlobe.
Yeah.
Well, I couldn't think of something else. It's
This
in
is
the
in the
technical
beef.
medical
canal.
chat.
Are we sure we're really here right now?
Yep.
Meatloaf.
This is a simulation.
The
is a
number,
simulation.
yes, the number 2 thread of 2021, as pulled by Miss Jackie Gailey. Ever been woken up by someone calling your name?
Yeah, mama.
This sounds like the beginning of a comedic
So,
sketch.
here it
Have
is.
you ever woken
And
up
it's
to
like,
hear
"Oh."
someone screaming your name?
Yes. So here it is. I was having this dream, and all of a sudden, I get woken up by my husband calling my name. It was kind of loud and almost a panic sound to it. The thing is,
What? This is the Disboards after dark.
the thing is, my husband wasn't in this dream, so and she put in quotations, I knew that it was really him calling to me to wake me up. So I wake
He
up.
died 5 years ago.
So I wake up and nothing. There's no one around me to wake me up. I check on my husband and kids, and they're all still sleeping. It
Yeah.
was so weird. I just knew it was someone waking me up and not just a dream. Ever have that happen to you? And then people kind of went on to say yay or nay. The next person says, this has happened to me several times. Sometimes it's my first name, said loudly, very close to my ear. Usually it's the name that has awoken me most. Mom! It always kind of freaks me out. And then they go on from there.
Guys,
Yes, I have.
if there was a haunted resort at Walt Disney World, which one would it be? Fort Wilderness.
Oh, yeah, Fort Wilderness.
The woods. Ghost Love Woods.
You know that from personal experience?
I lived in the woods. That's
There-
where the ghosts were.
There's a lot of dark places at Fort Wilderness, so I would agree with that.
Same with Port Orleans Riverside,
Plus
actually.
cabins.
Oh, the walkway between
Yeah,
Riverside
like-
and
Well, yeah, like
French
when you're
Park.
like out in the bayou, like the alligator rooms and the bayou rooms and all that, like it's a long way to get to the main area.
I see. I would say probably
Ghosts
Grand
like long
Floridian.
walks.
Ghosts usually are dressed up as like Victorian era
That's
outfits,
true.
so they
Haunted
would fit
Mansion?
best in at.
Yeah, but Florida's a little late on fashion, so that was probably what it was like in the 70s. It's like Victoria powdered wigs had just hit.
We've got to tell you about the king.
Yeah. He has a mouse.
he has a mouse. It's a big mouse. And the number 1 thread on the Disboards
God, I thought it was that.
from 2021, Here Now and Just Back, Walt Disney World reopening experiences, including park hopping. So that
I think that's number 1 for 2 years in a row.
That would make sense. Yeah, because it was 2019 then. Well,
Yeah.
2020.
I don't even know what year it is now.
I know. What year is it? But
22.
it makes sense to me.
It's
Why?
almost 2022.
Oh my gosh.
Like, oh, that's going to happen.
Wow.
2021
That's
was
days
supposed
away.
to
Did
be so
any
That's
of
amazing.
you guys hear about the theory that the
Oh, here
world
we go.
actually ended in 2012 and we're in a parallel reality now?
I've
I
been
hear a
heard
voice. I hear a
That's
voice. I hear a voice. It's calling.
I
Yeah,
heard
no,
the
I hear you.
2012, but I haven't heard the alternate reality yet.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Corey, for introducing
Okay.
me.
And on that note, friends,
Bleep, 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 bleep.
we are going to wrap up this very special very special episode of the Diz Unplugged. Thank you so much to Fiasco and Ben and Rhino and Mary Jo and
You're welcome.
Greg for this great conversation. If you are a Disboards regular, let us know down in the comment section below. Share your board name if you feel like doing that so that we can kind of keep an eye out for
Disneyland
you.
is the best board.
Say it again. Say it again.
Disneyland is the best board.
Okay.
We have the best posters on that little corner of the Diz boards.
Like
There
Lisa
you
Frank posters.
With unicorns and rainbows.
I
Yeah.
mean, I've seen better than the Disneyland board.
Hey,
Just saying.
You just feel like
Hey.
being ornery right now.
Street smarts.
That's what it is.
I see him making a rumble right now. I just watched West Side Story. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay.
when you're
Na,
a
na,
jet, you're
na,
a
na,
jet
na.
all the way.
So anyhow, we are
See
so
ya
happy
next
that you
time.
joined us. We hope that you have a great rest of the week. Again, if you need help planning a Disney vacation, check out dreamsunlimitedtravel.com and let the experts help you out over there. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Take good care, everyone. Bye.